Good evening, wookie. Um, this is the start of your tutorial, and we are gonna first talk about starting the game on where you want to start to get the proper RNG for getting hole 1 in area 5, because that Technodrome will be in hole 1, 2, or 3, and it changes every time. And when you just start it at any spot, it's 25% chance of getting it in hole 1, 25% chance of getting it in hole 2, and 50% chance of getting it in hole 3. And hole 3 is the longest and toughest hole to go through. And if you do start the game at the proper frame, it increases your odds of getting hole 1. What you want to do when the music chimes. So I'll let the music play. Listen, wait for it to start chiming. You want to hit start like 2 frames before or right at when the music starts. The way I learned was just by timing out the NES Master. I wouldn't be watching the screen. I would be counting to myself and trying to figure out a timing to know when to hit start. But if you do not want to try the worry about the hole 1 manipulation at first, you can go to speedrun.com, and under resources is a ROM hack called Race Edition, and it will guarantee you hole 1 every time. So it might be something you want to try practicing on at first. The only thing is, you're not allowed to use Race Edition for anything except for noob percent, which stands for no out of bounds. And here we go. This is how I time it out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And as soon as I hit that second 4, I hit start. But initially, when I very first start the game, I start with and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But if it went through the turtle cycle showing the different turtles, then I start at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That second 4. Something you would want to try doing is first just getting used to the controls. Things to practice are realizing there are 3 different types of jumps, like a small, a medium, and a large, big jump. Another thing you can practice is by using your diagonals. You don't have to, but allows you to tack up and continue to move at the same time. Another thing for when you come to Mecha Turtle, you want to practice your jumping and attacking down. And the other thing you want to practice or get to know is how to do the gondola. That is where it looks like the turtle is rowing a boat. You can only do it with Donatello or Leonardo. The thing is, you want to, when your turtle's in air, hold the jump button. Because right now, I'm holding the jump button. And I'm using my diagonals, like either down right or down left. So when I attack, I'm moving forwards. And that is critical for the last level. You will need it for the hallway. So it wouldn't be a bad idea finding spots in the game where you can practice it too through the run, so you just get comfortable doing the gondola. So you can do it in a jump. I jumped and let go of the jump button. I'm pressing and holding the jump button, and I can gondola. As soon as I let go of the jump button, I can't gondola anymore. See? And you don't have to jump. You can even do it while you're falling. So as I fell, I pressed and I'm still holding the jump button, and I can still gondola. And know which turtle is good with what type of weapon. Donatello's pretty good for pretty much everything. Leonardo and Michelangelo are better against the little ant crawly things or the mosquitoes. And Raphael, he is probably the second strongest turtle. He can defeat the beetles or flying beetles and the cocoon guys in Area 5 in one shot, and possibly the spider, regardless of health. And I'll talk to you about the health bar right now. See how there's 8 bars of health, that they're all red, so I'm full health. But and it is and when your turtles get over half damage, so if your turtle is like 51% damage, your weapons will do a boost. So the bow staff, the nunchucks, and the swords will provide more damage. You will notice it more on Raphael and notice it more on Leonardo and Michelangelo, because they will start killing more enemies in just one hit. You see it with Donatello on the chainsaw guys, because if his health is if he has more than if he's more than half healthy, then it would take 3 shots on the chainsaw guy. But if my health bar is below half, and then it will only take 2. The only thing you got to keep in mind is that health bar is just a percentage of your health. So it's rounded. So it might show that you have half the boxes showing damage, but you might not have the damage boost because it's just a percentage. So your turtle might have been 49.9% damaged, and that's why you wouldn't see the weapon boost yet. So it's just something to keep in mind. Now let's go on to the game. Which you're well aware. Here's a good place to gondola. Let me do how I do it normally in glitchless. Where's the pizza? Is there pizza? Sorry about this. Typically just Leo, and I attack, medium jump, gondola. And as soon as I hit the floor, I'm jumping and changing the Donatello. But that was a terrible execution, but I'm sure you get the idea. So here is where I'm trying to get Donatello to half damage. So that is why I'm being right on top of Bebop and taking half damage. But if you're going to do it casually, you don't really have to worry about your health as much. Here, you do not want to kill more than 2 enemies, because if you do, you will get the frog, fire guy, and the diving bird enemy pattern, which is the tougher pattern and the one you do not want. Let's kill those guys off. And that didn't work for some reason. Let me try it again. I'll prove it. And typically, oh shit, I don't think I did it right, but I do want to get past this post here, right after the music is done, or right before the music is done. And I can go, because if I do that, then the peekaboo guy that's usually here, he will stay crouched, and you can just walk right past him. And your sub-weapons, they come from every time you've killed 24 enemies. So that's why sub-weapons randomly appear. It's after every 24th enemy. I'll get further into that later on. This will be the easiest way to get past this. You can let those beetles go. And when you're on the conveyor belt, you can do a conveyor belt boost. When I'm doing glitchless, I have to make sure I'm holding the right arrow button at all times. See right there how it flung Donatello? That is the conveyor belt boost. And the way I do that is let go of the right button right before I hit the jump button. And it will fling the turtle. And that is your conveyor belt boost. Which is something you can practice out for fun on casual. But it's not something you can do on glitchless. Donatello or Michelangelo cannot kill those beetles in one hit, but Raph can. So that is why he's the strongest. Second strongest turtle, but he's underrated. And when I did speed runs normally, I would, first starting out, I would save Raphael because he was a good backup turtle for me in Area 4, because Area 4 there's a lot of beetles in the sewers. And that's not normally how I do the rock steady fight, but I'm pretty sure you're well aware on how to do that. Now, level 2. They're jumping onto that platform without using the ladder would be a clip. It's something you can do casually. And the way I do it is I line the turtle's toes up with the middle. Between that right white marker and that one. So once the turtle's toes are about halfway, I can do the clip up there. But I'm not allowed to do it in glitchless, or you can do it here where the left leg of the ladder is between the head and the shell. And the way to understand how clips work is that you have to be like halfway into the platform, like Leonardo is right now, and he's more than halfway into it, as you can see, and that's how you can tell you're in the right positioning to do a clip. And that's the best way to understand how the clips work, but be something fun to try out while doing it casually. Son of a fuck me. Sorry for the language. I think the last time I did a tutorial, I killed Donatello prematurely. But that's okay. We'll figure out. I'll show you where to rescue Don in level 3. In the van, there's a building where he's around. And this level, there is a pizza and a half, which I'm sure you're probably well aware of. So, like, yeah, basically, that's the ant crawling guy and the mosquitoes that Mikey and Leo are probably the best at fighting. Here is a fun little RNG fact. Sometimes you might see no flying saucers here, which will mean at the end of this floor, there will just be one chainsaw guy. If you come across it when there's just one flying saucer, at the end of this level, or this floor, sorry, there will be one chainsaw guy and one roof leaper, the little W-shaped guy. But if you do come across two flying saucers at the end of this floor, there will be two roof leapers. And that's the ideal way, what you want ideally for the speed run. It's slightly faster, but more or not you'll get no flying saucers, but it does indicate what's at the end of this floor for you. And the game proved me to be a liar. But that's what it is like for the speed run anyways. And typically in the speed run there is a guy that shoots the arrows, the peekaboo guy. What you want to do is, I don't know where exactly, I just go by feel, but I always do a big jump to get over them. And so I'm holding and jump the entire time. And that seems to be the way that I get past them without taking damage. You can always just kill them off if you're doing it casually. It's up to you, but if you wanted to do it the speedrun way, it's the big jump is what you want. And remember, there's a full pizza back here. So the RNG might be a little bit different for me because I'm doing it casually. But on the speed run, speaking of the enemy patterns that I get. And this ladder, like on the speed run, there is 2 ways that I know of without doing a clip to get on top of that platform just without pausing. Is 1, your turtle has to be more than half off the ladder. Something like that, where it looks like Leonardo is more than 50% off the ladder. I can move straight up and damage boost through the roof leaper and make my way onto the platform. The second way is if that roof leaper, he is caught up over in this corner, like bouncing up and down over here. Those are the two ways. Other than that, if you don't have those circumstances, you can just wait for the roof leaper to get past, get on top, kill him off with Dawn. Or if you're doing it casually, you can even do a clip here. No fucking mammies, now I gotta do the walk of shame. This jump here is probably the toughest part to this run, and you will come across 3 of these jumps in the glitchless route, and only 2 of them in the any percent route. So, like, once you get the idea for this jump, I believe it's a medium jump with, I do it when the turtle's toes are more than 50% off, and then I can get across, and that will be the same for the next 2, but it might not be a bad idea to do a save state just to kind of get used to the jumps. And hopefully I don't embarrass you again. And I did embarrass you. Sorry. More... Let me try. No fucking mammies. This is probably the biggest fail in tutorial history. And you're watching it live right meow. And the thing to realize about the swim is you have lots of time. You can take your time through the seaweed. You might have to just kind of play around where the hitbox is, because you can touch the seaweed without getting hit. So, well, I'll do it with a single turtle. And for the speed run, you want to hit that bomb right in the center. I won't go too in depth into the swim. I'm not as good in knowledge on the swim. That's a really good sentence right there. You're welcome, Wookie. But sometimes you will get current boosts, which you'll kind of feel like something's pushing against the turtle, or the turtle's tougher to swim into. The way to kill that boost is by bonking into the walls. Right there, all I'm doing is just tapping A and the left arrow button. Just tapping and tapping both. Once you kind of play around with it, you'll get a feel for it. See right there? Raphael's foot touched the seaweed, and there was no damage until I hit the seaweed against the shell. And an interesting part there is if you don't get zapped by that one, you can hold left the entire time and swim past this without getting hit. Most of the time you won't get hit. The rare time you will. And in the speed run, this is where we're trying to get Michelangelo's health bar down to 8 bars or 6 bars of damage. And while we're going through the cutscene, something interesting to know is that some of the levels they combine for your hit count for your weapon drops. So level 1, whatever you've killed in there, will be its own enemy count. And it will restart at level 2. And level 2 and level 3 are combined. And for your hit count. And the subtle difference between glitchless and any percent is you're trying not to kill as many enemies in glitchless compared to any percent for getting into what type of weapon you want. But that's if you try to do the speed run or try to get more advanced into it. So we can go into here. Thing to realize is these rollers don't do very much damage. And it will take 2 bullets. You can't kill a roller off like that. You have to space out your bullets, and it'll only take 2. And this isn't the typical enemy pattern we get on. Can I change it? No, I can't. And remember, there's a quarter of a pizza up here. Oh, and here's a fun part. We always do a jump with the turtle's foot partway off. Because it'll make that fire guy, and typically it's a robot, fall onto the bottom floor. So that's why we do a jump right on this corner ledge. It's to make the enemy fall through this ledge. Typically that's a robot. And there's your second jump that I was speaking of, which is similar to the jump, the final jump in the dam. And this is the route you have to take on glitchless, because the other way is to clip into the top platform, which we're not allowed to do. But there is full pizza right there. You can just walk straight across that platform. We can get our missiles. And typically, if you're doing a speed run, you would have Dawn with full health. You would have killed Mikey up at the very top. And you can kill, for if you're just starting the speed run or if you're wanting to do the speed run, I would suggest killing whichever turtle has the most damage. If you wanted to get further into it, then you can practice on trying to manipulate Mikey's health bar to the ideal spot so that you can do a quick death out of this missile house. And 10 is all you need. You can waste 3 at the most. So you can kill the rollers off with just 2 hits. They don't do very much damage, so if you have a full health Donatello, do not worry about the rollers, just drive right over top of them. I'll show you. Down here is where you can rescue a turtle. It's, yeah, south of that pool. Which you might have already known. And Donatello's the best against that robot. You just got to remember that after the first hit, he'll send out a little small head that will come flying at you. Where it takes, with Mikey or Leonardo, without a sub-weapon, it takes 4 shots in total. Where with Donatello, it would only take 2. So let's go down here. Yeah, when I have a full health Donatello, I don't even worry about the rollers. You just drive right over top of them. And one of these buildings has the scrolls, if you wanted. It might come in handy against Mecha Turtle. And if you're doing it casually, you might as well have it. Make it easier on you. And you can wait out that frog guy too, because he'll just jump right down those stairs. Okay, there's the scrolls, which is the most powerful weapon. Oh, another interesting thing is that if you're right in the middle, you can't of the ladder, you cannot clip back out of it. You can't drop out of it. But say if you're in the middle, I can tap left, and Donatello will let go of the ladder and fall straight down. But I can't do that if I'm right in the center. Hopefully I can find a strong weapon. So yeah, if you come across those, with Donatello, you don't have to be that worried, just 2 quick bow stabs. And I will quickly get out of here. Actually, while I'm here, something you can try out casually. There is a weapon transfer. The weapon transfer is that you're tricking the game into thinking you're using the sub-weapon. So you attack, hit select, and deselect it. So when the bow staff does hits the enemy, it will do the amount of damage that the scroll can do. So it's as soon as you attack, select and deselect your scroll. Let's see if I can do it on. Not a very good. I'm not very good at doing it vertically, but I'm better at horizontal, which is easier. See right there? I killed him off in just one hit. And it's just timing. So I made the game think that I was using the scroll. So like on speedruns on the any percent, you will see the see somebody doing the weapon transfer and causing two things of damage, two boxes of damage compared to one. And that's something you can play around with for fun. And if you want to give the scrolls to another turtle that you wouldn't normally use to prevent you getting a weapon drop and losing your scrolls, that's a pretty good idea too. And then once you know the route, which I'm pretty sure you do know the route, it's fairly simple, and depending on your health, you might change things up on how you want to control your missiles. I know I do it differently for the any percent, and I do it different between the any percent and glitchless. Here's a little fun fact. I want to make this corner tight, like that, because more times than not, it will make that roller cart despawn, which it didn't there. And now we are at the final part. What you do not want this enemy pattern. So you'd have to exit out and re-enter. This is what you want. Typically, like on the speed run, you want to be attacking. That I won't. Okay. You can just jump right over top and kill them off. But on the speed run, if you wanted, something you can even just try out or play around with for fun. As you do not want to get knocked by those eyeballs, because it will mess up your timing and it'll move the windows or frames over where you can't make that jump. And for that jump, you want to jump as soon as you get to the white horizontal bar that's right in the door there. And make it tight. And the way you can tell, you see if you got it. Son of a fuck me. I might have went back. You will see this window right here in the corner. And when you see that window after making that jump, that fire guy typically won't be there. I must have went back and made the fire guy respawn. But on the speed run, you want to make sure you don't get knocked back by those eyeballs. You want to jump at that at the right edge of that little horizontal white bar, jump on top, and then the fourth window that's usually in the top right hand corner. If you can see it, you know that you made the fire guy despawn. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But it's something you can play around with. And this is probably will make your casual play a lot nicer. There's your other medium jump with the toes over top. You might want to do a save state there. But everything here is just medium jumps and attack. You can wait for that fire guy to go down. And I screwed that up for you. Sorry. Let's see if I can... I'm sure you got the idea. I should have just went and grabbed that pizza. And in my last tutorial, I think I did the same thing. Yeah, so basically once you kind of get the know the sewer here, it's all just medium jumps and attacks. And right here is a perfect spot to farm that pizza. And this is where... And I did this a lot when I first started. Normally, you do not want to kill this middle... For the speed run, you do not want to kill the middle fire guy. You damage boost through it. Because if you don't, you will get a balloon enemy pattern here instead of birds. And since we got birds, it's a clear path out. And I don't want to kill that fire guy either, because the next building I go into in Area 4, it will give me the bad enemy pattern. And let's... And that is why you want to learn to attack, jump and attack down at the same time. Is for the first half of the Mecha Turtle fight. And there is a pizza and a half right at the start of this game, or this level. This level is like a maze of different sewers. But you will want to have multiple save states for this level. It is probably, would be the longest length level. But, and that enemy guy right up there, he just despawns every time you hit him. And you can rescue a turtle near the end of this level too. You will want that rope. which I have already gotten that while looking for your scrolls, which I ended up losing. Right there's a good place to practice your gondola too. And this is why Raphael is a good backup turtle for this level. Because it would have taken Leo and Mikey 2 shots with that. And there's nothing special about the ropes. It's like once you have the rope, once you're up to that white post, the animation will start on its own. There is a screen wrap right here, which I'll show you how to do that, but I'll also show you that there's another half pizza right there. And the way to do this is you want to be off to the right here, and you're just doing a medium jump and holding right, and tap right. Something you can try out casually for fun. And it lets you screen wrap. There's nothing, it's a safe screen wrap to do because it won't scroll you out of the game. Like the next screen wrap in Area 5 where you have to hit the buttons at specific times or it takes you right out of the game and you have to restart. But if you wanted to do it for fun or casually, something you can try out. And welcome, Willow. Let me do... Oh, right. I can usually medium hop over them, but I also have Donatello, which would have made it easier. And it's the top left. Typically, if I had Donatello, I'd just on the other side, I would just drop off the ladder like so, and then attack down, and I would get all three at once. Here is where you want to make a save state. This is one of the tougher holes to get through. This is number 6. And welcome in, Willow. Big jump over him. And I have lost runs from those conveyor belts by letting go of the right D-pad button and doing a conveyor boost off of it. So that tunnel is tough. So make sure to do a save state before you get to that tunnel. The rest of them, for the next few, are pretty simple. Just go straight up to the next one. Right there, I would normally have Donatello. I would do a dismount from the ladder, gondola, and hit the boomerang guy, land down, hit the boomerang guy, and then jump back over to the ladder. And this is the most important part to the entire speedrun. Is where you dedicate fireworks out. You're like, you know what? Fireworks for you, not you, Mutant, not you, Cyphers, but you. Or whatever you want. Here's where we can rescue a turtle. You will want to do a save state for this sewer. It is a medium jump off that conveyor belt. It can be tricky at first, so it would be definitely worth doing a save state for here. And it is a lot easier going top route and then coming past. And that jump can be tricky too. So yeah, save state definitely for that tunnel. And a save state definitely for this one. Dismount, and as I'm falling off the ladder, I can typically get all three at once. So something like that. You can damage boost your way to the full pizza. If you have a turtle with more than because to do it properly, you only lose 2 bars of health. And if you still need to farm more pizza, this sewer right here is where you want to go. It's got a full pizza and a half here, where you can take this invincibility. Nothing can hurt you now. Kind of like the star in Mario. And you can just kill everything by hitting it. And you can farm pizza. And this is how I normally go through this, but you can find your own ways too. Medium jump, and so as soon as I come back down, I just have to hit the boomerang guy once more, and then he's dead. And then I have a clear path. Most other speedrunners do it a little slightly different. But without save states, it's the best. It's the way that I figured out that would work for me. And as soon as I get down, as I'm coming down to this platform, one more hit on the boomerang guy, and he's dead. Here is where you want to make a save state. And you will want to practice doing that. Because the next... So practice your timing of moving forwards and just dropping. Because the next level, the next 2 windows, you will have walls that enclose from you from the left and right. And as soon as you touch them, your turtle is dead instantly. And so you'll want to practice your timing here. And definitely make a save state. So this is how I normally do it. And we are at the Mouser battle. As soon as you enter the building, if you hit start right around the time the turtle lifts his knee up, you will move the Mouser's hitbox into his belly. And that is called the nudie pause. Which is not something you're allowed to do in any or glitchless. But if you want to do it casually, you might go for it for fun. Another thing is, let's see if I was too late. The way you can tell if he did it right is if those eyeballs aren't there. But if you do it, that's another glitch that I did, is that I have its hitbox exposed. By pressing start as soon as his mouth is open. But I normally want to line the back of the turtle shell up with there's a little black line right here. So this way I can stand right there, and I won't get attacked by the laser soldier or the laser beams. I can jump up and kill it off with the scrolls. That is the glitchless way. But if you were doing it casually, any of the other ways are good, but just not acceptable for glitchless. But those are a couple of the other ways you can kill that guy. This level can take a long time, or it can be very short. Like I've said at the beginning, that there is 3 sewers. They make a right triangle. And so at the right angle is considered hole number 2, which is straight at the bottom here. That is hole 2. Right up top is your quickest and easiest tunnel to go through. That is hole 1. That is the hole that you want on the speedrun. But if you're doing it on Race Edition, the Technodrome will always be there. This building right here, where you start right beside, is a great place to farm pizza. Because there's that half a pizza right there. There is a scroll. It's either in this building or the other building that would be in the top left-hand corner of this building. But it's also extremely difficult to get to. But if you wanted to farm pizza, that's the best one to go farm at. But if you have a turtle killed off and you want to rescue him back, down in this basement is where you get him. He would appear right here if you had a captured turtle. And I don't think I mentioned where hole 3 was. It is straight left of hole number 2. So and there's where you get your right angle triangle. You can also do a screen wrap here, but it's also very dangerous to do. And also very tricky to get for the timing down right. For doing it the glitchless way, you have to just attack straight down. Armadillos, they're not that bad. Once you kind of figure out their movement, you can either get them to despawn or move out of the way and they won't bug you. Porcupines, they're the worst enemy because they don't leave you alone. In order to do this screen wrap, you want to line up the ladder between the turtle shell and the head. You jump up, see how the turtle's about halfway into the rocks there? You want to jump up, and at the very top of your jump, you want to be attacking and pressing right or up. But the problem is that if you don't hit the next buttons properly, it will wrap you right out of the game. And when you're first trying to do it, don't be surprised if it takes you a long time. Right here is where I'm pressing up and right. Or the next one. Great. Sorry, I'm going to have to redo your tutorial. It screened me right out of it. And that is... Sorry about that. I'll make you a part 2. Something you can do casually and for fun. We will end stream.